Well, welcome to Johnny, Stuart, and Friends. I got a couple of wild blondes here that I just pulled out of. Oh, I just pulled them out of the jailhouse down here. They're on a little break for lunch. And so actually you're going to have a lot of fun today at the show because these ladies, and we also have another gentleman joining us later, right?
Possibly.
He's the,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, executive director.
No. He's artistic director.
Artistic director, and that's Skip.
Yes.
What's Skip's last name?
Skip Gala.
Okay, Skip Gala. Okay, he's going to be joining us a little bit later. And right now, though, we have lovely people here. Rebecca Morris, right?
Hello,
okay,
yes.
You go by Becky?
Yes,
Okay, we'll call you Becky Morris.
Sure.
Okay, and she's here, and I've known her for some time.
Why do you get to call her Becky? But I have to email, like, whenever I'm emailing her, she's like, it's Rebecca when I'm using my professional name. Oh, but now she's all of a sudden Becky. Okay, that's nice. Okay, good to know. I know what kind of friend I am.
When she's in Sin City, she's trying to separate herself because you both represent Sin City Opera here in Las Vegas. So Sin City, I mean, I go to church with Becky. So,
she goes to church?
Sometimes, yeah.
You can't really say, you know, she says, when I'm at church, I'm Becky, but when I'm at the Sin City Opera, I'm Rebecca.
Rebecca,
you know, because
that's right.
It's Rebecca. You know, it's one of those things, right?
Oh, yeah.
And she has a fabulous voice, and I've heard her sing and present herself awesome. She's great voice. And this lovely lady over here, which is this lovely lady, Ginger Land Van Buren.
Yes, it's a mouthful.
I got
yes,
Van Buren.
I am the executive director and one of the co-founders, along with Mr. Skip Gala.
7 years ago, you and Skip designed and came up with Sin City Opera.
Yes, we did.
Now, why did you call it Sin City? Just because you're in Vegas and it's known as Sin City as a nickname?
Well, that, and there was a couple of other opera companies here already. There is Opera Las Vegas. They were not actually functioning at the time that we started our company, but they are up and running again. Fingers crossed that they continue. They present one large grand opera a year, and the tickets are anywhere between $75 and $100, which doesn't mean that they're going to be building a lot of audience for people who don't know about opera. Either you love opera already and are going to go see one of their shows at $75 a ticket, or you're not going to go see an opera. So I wanted to, since I moved here from New York, love opera, sang it for 15 plus years all over, wanted to bring it to the community that I was going to be living in. So that was sort of the essence of doing something different too. So we didn't want to compete with them in any way. We wanted to really have our own identity. And with Sin City Opera, we're young, we're cool, we're a little bit gritty, not totally, but a little bit gritty. We are very contemporary. We contemporize all of the operas that we do. We just did a Eugene Onegin by Tchaikovsky, which we did in a Great Gatsby 1920 style, all in English, full orchestra. Before that, we did Postcard from Morocco, which is Dominic Argento. It was written in 1971.
And actually, that featured you and Skip.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you a question. I'm going to get back to you in a minute, Becky.
That's fine.
Okay. So the fact is, right now, Sin City Opera, you started in this business, so we know who you are, and what gave you the guts to go out and try to open one of these. You've been singing since you were 4.
Yes.
You came from Oregon.
Yes.
Right?
Well, originally from LA. I didn't tell you that.
LA,
yes.
Okay, but you moved to Oregon for a little while.
Yes,
and
Portland
you kept getting
Opera
into
up
it,
there.
And then you had the guts to go to Manhattan, to New York, and you were there 15 years.
Yes.
Okay.
I got into a couple young artist programs, had some friends that moved over there, and it just sort of seemed like the next, you either move to LA or you move to New York if you're an opera singer.
That's right.
So you have to do one or the other. I moved to New York, sang, was mildly successful, ended up doing some movies, some crazy stuff out there. I was the voice of the Fandango paper bag opera singer.
Oh, that's great.
It's one of my first big guests, right? Hello. I mean, I did some crazy, wacky things as in that movie, Secret Lives of Dentists, all kinds of just who features as an opera singer. So just sort of like, you find anything and everything you can do to keep yourself and your rent paid. So that's what I did. And then I met my lovely husband, Chris. He was in the casino industry, and I knew that we were going to be somewhere other than
Is he
New
still
York.
in the casino industry?
He is. I'm not going to say which hotel because
Okay, that's okay.
it's not my
You don't
favorite.
want to? Yeah, okay.
Because I'm not giving them any publicity.
Okay. He's not the casino at the Chicken Wrench, right?
No.
I
I
just
definitely
checking
give him a shout out.
I figured if she was at Sin City Opera, maybe he's at the Chicken Wrench Casino. How do I know? I'm trying to keep this straight here. It's difficult for me. Okay, now, so you were there 15 years, then you moved to Vegas, and you've been here about 7 years?
Yep, just about,
Okay.
yeah. And this is the
you and
7th year of
Skip
the company.
then started Sin City Opera.
Yes, thank you, Facebook, who then was telling you, like as soon as you move to a new city, who is it that I might possibly know here? And I only knew mostly opera singers, so it was their connections of their connections of their connections and figuring out who's all here. In fact, one of the leads that sings with us all the time, Marcy Lay, she's a wonderful international soprano. She and I did a show years ago in New York City. She was the Neda in a Pagliacci that I did. Crazy. We met here. She auditioned for me. And she's like, "Wait, I think I know you."
So how did you meet?
I think I know you.
How did you meet Skip to want to do this co-op thing and get involved in this opera? How did you meet him?
Well, it was a bunch of singers that sort of collectively got together as this group, and we decided to do a show. And the girl who was really sort of strong-arming everybody at the time, because we were all sort of people who didn't know each other, insisted on doing Dido and Aeneas, which is not a favorite among most opera people. But I was new to the city, so I figured, I'll jump in, we'll figure it out. It was a disaster. It was so much of a disaster that Skip and I, in becoming friends during this production, basically said, we will never, ever work this way again, ever. Oh, I have a real career. What is this? What's going? No, never.
I certainly understand why it's called Sin City Opera. I'm getting that more and more.
So from there on out, we took the reins and moved forward in a professional way.
Well, if Skip gets here, we'll be able to interview him and talk to
Yes.
him about that. And it's lucky you weren't both arrested, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Woo!
So you've been doing that, and where is now? It's sincityopera.com?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
if you want to know about that. Okay, and you have a big show coming up, right?
We do.
And you're in this, and in fact, you're directing this,
Right. I am
Okay.
directing
and
this
say
show.
the name of what it is.
L'Etoile, The Star.
Okay,
By
The Star.
Chabrier.
Oh, by
yes.
Chabrier.
Although Becky says the French, so you say it. It's
All right,
so,
you say it.
Say it
Okay.
very seductively. Come on.
We don't even understand these.
C'est l'Étoile by Emmanuel Chabrier.
There we
Oh
go.
my
See,
God.
look, right? Although it's going to be in English, so.
Okay.
Yes, we're not even singing in French.
So what is this show about a little bit? Tell me, Becky.
This
What is it? You're the
is
director.
An amazing show.
And you're in
is-
it.
I am. Well, no, I'm not actually in the show. I'm directing it. I was in the show in San Francisco a few years back.
Oh, so you know the show.
I played the role of Aloes, which was so much fun. But this time I get to direct, and we have a really cool concept. We're actually setting the entire thing in outer space. And everything is going to be on this crazy set with these floating panels that are painted like different stars and different planets and all
Stop for a
kinds of
second. Who
things.
pays for all that? I mean, sets are not easy. Do you guys build your own
Got the
sets?
wrong side up.
Oh, okay. So who pays for all that? What do you
Actually,
want
that's
the audience
coming out
to
of
see
my
this? You want the
pocket.
audience to see this side?
Yes.
As of right now, Becky's paid for all of that.
And I happen to have a lot of artists in my family. My daughter is an art major in
So
college.
you guys get in and really dig, and you really put
Yes.
something out there, and you do it
It's our
yourself.
blood,
A lot of stuff.
sweat, and tears for sure, and mostly Skip's and Ginger's blood, sweat, and
Okay.
tears.
Now,
and now yours.
A little bit of mine, but a
so
lot
what's
of
a
theirs.
synopsis? A short synopsis of what this
Oh,
show is
goodness.
about.
A crazy king who decides that he must have an execution to celebrate his birthday because he must have one every year. It's his favorite time of the year. And the only way to get someone to execute is to get somebody to insult him. And so he goes around in disguise trying to get somebody to insult him. Finally, he gets this one little outsider guy to slap him in the face. And so, of course, now we have a perfect execution. However, his court astrologer comes and says, wait a minute, I read the stars, and stars say that if this guy dies, you're going to die 24 hours later. So all of a sudden, now the king is trying to protect him.
Yeah.
and
Keep the
make
name
him
Sim City.
perfect.
It's working. Sim
Right?
City.
Right? That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
There's
And
some
it's kind of-
courtesans in there.
It's kind of a love triangle. He's in love with the Princess Laola, who's actually meant to be wedded to the king. And so that creates a problem. And so it's all about this kind of struggle between these two lovers trying to get together, but they can't because there's all these obstacles in their way. But it's done in true French style and humor.
We call that
So
opera
a French
bouffe.
style, does that mean
Opera
all the
bouffe, yes.
actors have their tongue out all the time?
Well, they got something out.
They definitely do. Yes, I love French comedy. We did La Pericole last year, which was also a French comedy from the same era, and it was so much fun. We had so much fun with it, and so I really can't wait to.
Is that
see
right? That this is only $15 a ticket?
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Okay, and
Yes,
and
it is the best show in
even
town
though
for $15.
we're making
starts
a lot
in
of
May.
Yes.
May, and they can call up, go on, if they go on SenCityOpera.com, could it tell all about it and how to get tickets
Oh, yeah.
and everything?
Exactly. There's a link
Okay.
right
The
there.
information.
It's only $15 and it's a great show. Is there an intermission in
Orchestra?
the show?
There is.
There's an intermission?
And it's all
Okay.
in English, and we have subtitles that are like projected up on a screen. So if you feel like, oh, I can't go because I won't understand, you'll understand everything.
And it's going to be
that's
crazy
on.
and wacky, but it's also, this one is very family friendly. So,
Okay.
especially for, for Vegas families, there's going to be a little
Oh, yeah.
tongue in cheek, but it's totally
And
fine to bring your
what
kids
is
to.
this tape that we have of you singing? What show is that?
That is Postcard from Morocco by Dominic Argento.
and that's you and Skip. He's in that one too.
Yeah.
He's a baritone, but he's also a very lyric, almost female tenor type situation.
Yes,
right?
he studied as a countertenor at the Hart School of Music up in Connecticut.
So this is a little tape of you and that, and I would like to play that so they can see, and we're going to play some of Becky here in a minute too, so we can see how talented you people are.
Well.
Okay,
very nice.
okay, Scott, hit it. We're going to play Ginger and Skip.
A steamboat would be nice. Oh, someday, say who? Do you look like somebody? Here, put it right now. I say no, you could look like somebody with that hat on.
I wouldn't want to lose anything too important to me, and so there are no rubies or feathers or birds.
Wow, we just saw lovely, beautiful Ginger up there doing it, sitting on the thing, and
I was sitting on the thing.
Well, you were sitting on that
I
big
was
box,
sitting on the thing. I
and
was
they were
sitting on the
they were gonna absolutely do something to you because you were screaming, thinking you're gonna get hurt or something. Your voice was beautiful, by the way.
Thank you very much.
beautiful voice.
She's one of those high soprano.
Oh, I heard
Yes,
that. I
they
heard
call
that.
my fach
Yeah.
a hoch coloratura.
I
Is that
pity
enough?
her husband when she gets mad at him. She can really scream. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you did that postcard from Morocco.
Yes.
Okay, well that was beautiful, and that was Skip there in the suspenders, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
with the little mannequin at the end type
Yes.
thing. Okay, so doing a little thing there, and that was beautiful. And we're going to talk more about you for a minute, Becky, with this brand new show, and also you have some video here of some things you've done too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to play that also. But right now, you've been with the opera company for about how long?
About 2 years now.
Really?
They actually called me when they were doing Hansel and Gretel. They
How
were
did
getting
you?
ready.
Now, how do you happen to call somebody? How did you know
Well,
about
I
her?
had sent my materials to them for an audition, I think
Okay,
months
so you
or
contacted
beforehand.
them.
Yeah.
We're trying to say this because we want other people to know. You can
Yes,
contact
definitely.
Ginger. You can contact Becky. They both work there. You're directing a show now. You've been in shows, so you're actually becoming quite a part of this, isn't she? Yeah.
If you go to the website and you go into the contact page, the email basically comes directly to me.
Okay.
So you just might as well just be like, "Hey, Ginger, saw you on,
And this
saw you
is
on John's
exciting
show.
to me
Wanna sing?"
because I've done a few operas, as I told you. I don't know. Do you consider Madame Butterfly an opera type thing?
yeah, I think so.
It's an opera,
And
I
La
think.
Boheme and La Boheme and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but mostly I did musical comedies, but I did do probably about 6 or 7 major opera type stuff.
Wow.
And
That's
so
great.
anyway, people can go get involved with this opera company, even as a performer or as a sponsor, right? And,
Oh,
and they
please.
need help to
Definitely.
do this. It's great. How many people are in the cast of this new show?
Oh gosh, we have a full chorus, so that could be up to 20 people. We don't have that pinned down completely yet. There's, I believe, 7 major characters.
Okay, and where do we
Well,
do
we
this?
start rehearsals in the next couple weeks. And Becky, weren't you going to ask something?
Oh, that's right.
What?
We actually, there's one role we haven't cast yet. In fact, it's a small role.
Do you want me to
And I
send
know-
some people to you to
I
get
know
that
it would
role?
be beneath you, Johnny, but we
You don't
would
have to
love
send anybody.
Have you audition for this role.
You
for
want
us
me to be in the
right
show?
here on
Wow.
air.
Now listen, wait a minute. Okay.
Becky, I think you even brought some
I
sides.
did actually, and
Since you're a pro, Johnny.
Yes,
Oh
and we
my
knew
gosh.
we knew your experience and your vast talents, and we thought maybe.
But
you
it's
might be
years ago. I have
interested.
cobwebs all over me.
We'll brush them off.
Well, see, the
Sounds
first
good.
rule about auditioning, Johnny, which I'm sure
I
you
have
know.
to audition?
Yes, you must.
Oh
Everyone
my
has to.
gosh.
Everyone has to audition. There's no way around it.
Rod, my brother, he's
So-
watching this show. They're going to make me audition for something. You
Can you
got to be
believe it?
kidding. In front of the whole world?
So here's the thing. The first thing you should always sing in an audition is something you know really well. So you should always start with something that's so comfortable for you that it's like second nature.
Really?
So we'd like you to sing maybe like, 10, 15 bars or so.
10, 15 bars. I'd be
something-
drunk by the time I got through 10, 15 bars. I'd be drunk.
Now that's a good audition.
Oh, that's it.
Now that's a different kind of audition, and that does happen in Las Vegas quite often, but not with our company in particular.
Okay.
So if you could sing something for us, just anything. It could be musical theater, it could be
Okay.
opera, it could be Twinkle,
On that
Twinkle, Little
great
Star.
come and get it day, won't it be fun when worry is done and money is hay? That's the time things will come your way. On that, is that enough?
That was great.
Yes. That was fantastic. I was like, go on. On that what? On that what?
Okay,
We're
so I
just
did
ready.
that. I did that.
All right.
Okay.
So much energy,
That was from
yes.
Oklahoma. No, that was from Great Come and Get It Day. Is that from Finian's Rainbow?
It must be, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking,
Finian's
yeah.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
So the next thing I'd like you to do is just sing a little section from the actual opera itself, from the Star. This is the role of Zal Zal.
I don't have any lines.
You do. You will have.
Oh, that's
there's
coming
a
up.
couple of different things we want you to audition for. This
Rod,
guy. He
what am I
doesn't
doing?
actually-
Rod, call, help me.
No, you're captive. So this is just a little tiny part of what he sings at the beginning.
Okay, what is this name here?
It says "Long live Oof." His
Okay.
name is King
Yes,
Oof.
King Oof. All
Long
hail.
live Oof, long live the king, long live the king, our admirable king.
Oh, perfect.
It doesn't get any better than that.
That was really good, actually.
Okay.
Very good. And then we just like you to read something. These are some, because this opera actually has spoken dialogue in it, which
It's
a
very,
lot
very
of,
funny.
A lot
Okay.
of operas do, and people don't realize that. But a lot of opera has spoken.
Is this guy?
words
Is
in
he?
it as well.
Rough? It says he's a chief. Is that a chief of
So
police?
he's actually the police chief. Yes.
Oh my gosh!
So
this
what's
is perfect.
happened
The whole
here-
world's going to see this. It's going to ruin my career.
No.
Or you'll get a big starring
yeah.
part in our
I
show.
can hire myself.
So what's happened in this scene here is that Lazuli, our leading man, who's actually played by a woman, it's considered a pants role, so it's sung by a woman.
Woman on woman.
Woman, yes. We think
should be enough of a reason to
we heard
come.
a gunshot and we're afraid that he has been killed. The king is afraid because, of course, remember what I told you. He knows that if he dies, then he's going to die afterwards. So he's really, really scared that he's dead at this point. The police
They're
chief
scared the
comes
king's
in.
dead.
No, the king is scared that Lazuli is dead.
And who's that person?
Lazuli is the
One
young
that slapped
man.
him.
The
That's
one
going to
who
get
slapped
executed.
him at the beginning, but then
Okay.
he found out his fate.
And
is
is the
tied
chief
to
of
him.
police coming in here to try to save everybody or try to?
No, he's coming in to report to the king what he knows. He is going to tell the king what's going on.
Enough. Okay, you read. I'll
Okay.
say the first. You say the first line.
So I'll be King Oof. But good news is better.
Sir, I bring good news.
Good news?
Yes, very, very good news. The very best. Previously, as you know, we had no news, but now
Yes?
you will be delighted to hear that Monsieur, what's that?
Monsieur Lazuli.
Monsieur what?
Monsieur Lazuli.
Okay, Monsieur Lavalique, self-confessed dabbler in women's toiletries, if you don't mind, of no fixed address, is not without my shadow, any shadow of a doubt that whatsoever is dead.
Dead?
Yes, as a dodo.
What?
Yes, a coat. A bad coat, but known as to be property of the deceased, and I have found at the bottom of the lake.
No.
Yes, sorry, I thought you would be pleased.
Very good.
Never mind.
That was amazing right there.
Okay.
I don't know, Ginger.
It doesn't get much better.
We may have to hire him.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think so. I think there may be a
anyway,
role in this for you.
I'm finally going to make it in showbiz. I am finally.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
About it. Okay. Now, I want to play some of your video to make up for
Okay.
you embarrassing me doing that thing.
That's right.
Okay. So, Scott, we're ready to play the next video, and I think Rebecca,
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel.
Becky, is in it.
Yeah.
In the trees, don't be a tease, it's what I say. Who are you? Let me go. She's child, and you she's child. You've come for a visit. Fancy that! I'm over children, so soft and fat. Who are you? What is this? Get away! Darling, where's the way to speak? Children, I want you to like me a little. My name is When you're with me, there's nothing to fear. Quite harmless, just a poor old dear. I'm fond of children, as you must see. That's why I love to eat. Oh, you happy at home, no way. Just leave us. Do you hear what I say? I love to see children crossing water. Especially over morsels. Oh, little mousie, come into my home.
Well, we're back. Lovely, lovely. That was now with Hansel and Gretel, and you're the witch.
Right.
Did you have to be a tall witch? Because I saw you had some tall shoes on there.
Yes, it was. I was about 7 feet tall.
7
Yes,
feet
yes,
tall.
with my boots on, I was 7 feet tall.
So that way, the grown-up Hansel and Gretel actually looked very small. then.
Gosh, that's unbelievable.
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell us where this is performed so people would know how to get there. And are you in a 500-seat theater, a 200-seat theater? What are you in to do all these shows?
The Winchester Cultural Center is just on Pecos and McLeod. It's just past DI. It's off on the right. There's it's a beautiful big park center over there, and there's a theater in there.
Is it indoors?
Indoors. It's about a 230 person seating, and we changed the function of the theater with some build out and stuff. So it's always sort of between. I'd say it's around 200 people usually. That we have full handicap accessibility as well, and as we mentioned, the super titles. So if you are a little hard of hearing or completely deaf, you can still really enjoy the show.
What?
If you're deaf, You
Yes.
can, yes.
Oh.
Although we don't have any sign language, but that's one of the things that we would like to.
Now, I heard you also donate to a lot of the homeless situations or people that are in need of money. Did you guys make some donations?
We do. The show that we just showed, Hansel and Gretel, we did a partnership with the Nevada Partnership of Homeless Youth. And the whole Hansel and Gretel was done as if Hansel and Gretel were homeless teens. So we partnered with them just to bring awareness to their nonprofit as well. We raised some funds for the show, donated a portion of our ticket sales as well. So that's one of the things we've done. We've partnered with Variety, the children's charity of Southern Nevada that helps with disabled children of all sorts. So there's a couple of different partnerships that we've worked with. We're going to continue to do that as we give back music to our community. We also want to give back, funds as well and awareness for other great nonprofits.
Well, that's absolutely awesome. that
Yeah,
you guys
Sun
are
City
doing that.
does so much. We run a opera boot camp in the summer for high school kids that is just wonderful. I think we've done it 3 years now.
3 years in a row.
That's
And
been
at that
so
boot camp, do they
successful.
teach what? Opera only, or do they teach choreography? Do they teach all kinds of singing, or what?
Acting, movement, history of opera, operatic singing, but really just
Do
there's some.
kids pay to go to that boot camp?
It is a free camp and with scholarships, and then there's like a $50 fee for materials and a registration, which you can get completely free as well, and for a scholarship.
How many productions a year do you guys do? I mean, do you do 3 or 4? You said one company only does one a year or something like that, didn't you?
We do 3 full productions with orchestra every single year.
Orchestra. How many in the orchestra?
In Eugene, Onegin, we had over 20 players.
My God.
For a postcard from Morocco.
There's no show in town that has 20 people in an orchestra.
I know, right? For
Yeah.
$15. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
We
Postcard
really
from Morocco
are
had
the best kept secret in Las Vegas.
Believe me, you are.
Yes.
And you're going to do about 10 performances, right? Starting May 12th?
6.
Six performances.
Yep. May 12th through the 21st.
Wow.
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday matinees.
Wow. Oh, that's unbelievable. That's
It'll be a
unbelievable.
wonderful show.
I'm going to go hear that. You all are going to go
have
hear that.
to.
Look up SinCityOpera.com.
Yep.
It tells all about it, and you want to go hear this. We want this to be something that the community promotes, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And besides doing that and all these extra things you're doing, are you pursuing other things in your career, Ginger? Or is this kind of where you're at?
I know everything is for the opera right now. And I feel like my goal is in 10 years to have a viable opera company here that is sustainable and affordable for the community, and doing a lot of different projects in schools as well. We do a lot of free community concerts right now. So I want more people to know about us, so that everybody can seek out the operatic arts in a contemporary way that for the Las Vegas community is attractive, not
Well,
just
that's
something
awesome.
that's like what they do at the Met. That's not necessarily what our community wants. They want something different.
Have you been doing opera your whole life? Have you your mainstream has always been opera?
Ever since I got into college, yes.
Okay, and you went to college in Oregon.
Yep,
Then
at
went
Portland
right
State.
to New York.
Yep.
Yep. Then you've been back here for 7 years.
Yep.
Okay, now let's go over to Becky for a second. How long have you been singing, and when did you start?
Similar to Ginger, pretty much out of the womb, I was singing. My very first my very first role was Snoopy in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
How
in
old
the
you were
third
then?
grade.
Nice.
It pretty much started me on the path towards
These
being
ladies
a
are very
performer.
professional singers. You've heard that in the video. I mean, I really compliment you. You're very professional.
Well, thank you. We've both worked our whole lives, studying music and studying singing to develop our voices. And as opera singers, you're like Olympic athletes. You have to have coaches. You have to work every week. You have to work hours every day to develop the voice and to get to that point where you can sing opera. I started out wanting to be in musical theater, and I loved musical theater and did a lot of it when I was younger. But when my voice teacher in high school introduced me to opera, I was it was amazing to me how just intricate and beautiful the music was, and how it all worked together, and that's what I wanted to start focusing on.
and it's
long
such a
have you been here?
powerful way of singing.
How long?
Yeah, I
How long have you been here in Vegas?
I've only lived here for about 3 years.
And where did you come from?
I came from Phoenix because that's where I went to school and we lived for many years. I'm originally from Florida, but I've kind of lived in a lot of places.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so you're here and you're doing it, and you're now directing. So you're kind of really connected with this Sin City Opera as well.
Yeah, I try to support them in any way way I can, because I think I love their vision. I love the fact that they're giving local people in Las Vegas an opportunity to perform, because we use mostly local singers. We do bring people from out of state sometimes when we need a certain voice type, but we, just the platform that Sin City offers Las Vegas is nobody else offers that.
Give them a phone number they could call if they want to audition or get tickets, even though they can look it up on the website. Give them a phone number, Ginger, that they could call.
702-990-ARTS. ARTS.
ARTS. Mm-hmm. Okay, so give it to them one more time. So we want to get some calls coming in here.
702-990-ARTS.
Okay.
2787.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, and you want to get in and support this and see these things because it's fabulous, right? What you guys are doing, it's fabulous. Now, what about you in your career, Becky? Do you see yourself doing other things as well? Are you auditioning for other things when they come into town or out of town?
I audition for quite a lot, actually. Everything that comes up, I audition for.
Does the college here, the local college, do they do a lot of opera? Do they do things? Because every once in a while they have a big opera show, or it seems like,
Yep, they do. They do a couple of shows a year.
They do.
Yeah.
So do you guys audition for those things?
Not usually. That's usually for the people who are students at UNLV to participate
Well, it seems like they do some outsourcing sometimes.
But there's a lot of opportunity. You have to travel as an opera singer. You have to go all over the country for auditions. Right now, I'm starting to go into the Wagnerian repertoire, and I'm working with a local Wagnerian. Her name is Luana Duvall, and she is an amazing, just has had an amazing career all over the world, singing Brunhilde.
And she now lives here, amazingly enough.
This
is such a rich,
amazing
resource for us.
It's amazing that two professional women like yourselves that are so good enough to be on Broadway or do anything you want to do, are here to help the community and actually bring a different style of entertainment to Vegas, right? Okay, so it's great that you're doing that, and there's another video that we have coming up.
Yep.
Scott, we're going to play that other video right now. What's this next video about? Do you know?
It is I believe it depends on which one he plays. It is a concert that we did in Summerlin that Sin City Opera did. It was their Summerlin Library concert series.
Okay, Scott, hit it up. We're going to see this right now.
Yeah, either
That's good.
one.
Either one. Hit that.
Cruda sorte, amor tiranno, questo è il premio di mia fe. Non vi orror, terror, mi affanno, aria quel ch'io provo in me. Erti solo, o mio lindoro, io si nuova ti al periglio, da chi spero, oddio consiglio. Oddio consiglio, chi conforto mi darà. Da chi spero, oddio consiglio, chi conforto mi darà. Da chi spero, oddio consiglio, chi conforto
Sono tutti simili, ho preso l'uomo, ti prego fuoco, sono tutti simili, ho preso fuoco. Tutti la chiedono, tutti la bramano, tutti la chiedono, tutti la bramano.
Wow, that was a big note. That was a big note. Did you have to go to the hospital after that?
No, not
No.
actually.
Those are some big pipes.
Those are
Yeah.
big pipes. Yeah.
That it's got to be big. In opera, it's got to be loud and it's got to be big.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, you're doing that very well. It sounds very, very emotional and very. What was all that about? Tell us what that song was about. We have no idea.
That's actually an aria from L'Italiana in Algeri by Rossini. It's called Cruda Sorte, which means terrible luck. She is the woman that I'm playing here, Isabella, is shipwrecked on the shores of Algiers. She finds herself alone, scared. All these creepy-looking men are creeping around her, and she doesn't know what to do. And at first, she's very upset and scared. But then she realizes that she has one weapon that will never let her down, and that is
Her boobs?
Well, partially, yes. But it's that she is an Italian woman.
Well,
and as an Italian
dangerous.
woman,
Dangerous.
she can handle anything. And so that's why at the end she's all happy and stoked and ready to just take on the world.
Well, a lot of people don't understand opera because a lot of it's done in a different language. So we hear those big notes and everything, but we're not sure exactly why
Yeah.
all those are there.
Well, it's funny because when opera was popular back in the day, they used to do all the German opera in Italian in Italy. They used to do all of it. They would change it. So when it would come over to France, they would do it in French. So when we do it and we update it in English, it's really carrying on the tradition of how opera used to be presented. It was the rock star music of the day. That's what everybody was going to hang out and hear.
Your operas that you do, Ginger and Becky, is it mostly non-English or is it English?
Well, we're the premier contemporary opera company in Las Vegas. So we do contemporary operas, which mean that they're of the 20th or 21st century, some stuff that's very new. But we also adapt and update traditional opera. Almost all the traditional opera was written in a foreign language. I mean,
what's the age bracket to be in one of your operas? Is it 5 or 6 for young kids? Is it depending on the opera?
Depends on the show, really. Like the one we're doing, The Star, you could bring any age and they would love this show.
But to be in your show.
Oh, to be in
maybe
the show.
12. Like you
About
have
12?
you have to be you have to be able to have a serious enough voice that you're in choir at school. You're pretty dedicated, and you've got the chops, and you're not I'd say probably 12 would be the youngest we'd ever have in one of our shows.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, we often have like high school students.
But Hansel and Gretel, we had an 8-year-old, so there are different times
we had a children's chorus in Hansel and Gretel, so that was really neat.
Now, is this year's operas? You're doing this one now called The Star, and then is there another one this year?
No, that's the last one of this year.
The last one, so they got to see this in May. I mean, that's amazing. May is not even the 6th month, so you do them all kind of
it's
in
the end of this season, but our next season begins.
It's like the school year.
August.
Okay.
Or was it September? August, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to take a teeny break and hope that Skip shows up. We'll take a teeny break and we'll be right back.
We'll
Okay?
see.
You in a second.
Oh, je vous ai aimé. Ma foi, je ne sais pas. Peut-être peut-être demain. Because aujourd'hui, c'est cette
Well, we're back on. That was you again, wasn't it?
Yes, that
Yes.
was the habanera from Carmen. It's a very well-known piece. Most people recognize. They've heard it in a commercial or something.
It's seductive.
Yes.
So for 2 years, you've been singing and working with this company.
Yes.
Okay. What's your other aspirations, Becky? What else do you want to do?
Honestly, my greatest aspiration is to start singing Wagner. That's the Brunhildes, the Isoldes. That's my big goal right now.
Have you auditioned for any production shows here in Las Vegas?
No, not really. I did actually audition for Ursula in The Little Mermaid. They just did those auditions, but I didn't get it, unfortunately.
Okay.
Skip must
So
be
we got
there.
somebody here. I'm gonna
Dun,
get
dun,
it.
dun, dun.
Yay, Skip is here.
There we have the famous Skip. Get in there, Skip.
Skip Gallo, welcome to the show.
Okay, we got Skip
Hello,
sitting down
hello.
here. So
got
I'm
3
Johnny.
minutes.
We're glad to have you here. Did your parole officer let you out?
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
just
it's
made a
hard.
run for it.
Okay, we saw you in the show here a little bit ago. We saw the
Postcard from Morocco.
postcard
Oh,
from Morocco.
great.
And you don't wear your suspenders today, though. You didn't have.
Well,
the
they're
item
on. They're on
that.
under.
Okay. So
Did the
Skip,
dummy drive the car over? Is that why you're late?
Skip, we're going to bring everyone up to date here because he had another appointment. We got him here. We had to pay him $20 million, but he's here. That's good.
Wow,
And you
Ginger didn't tell me
you
that.
are is he the artistic
Yes.
director?
I am.
Artistic director of the Sin City.
Yep, Sin City Opera, yeah.
Okay. And therefore, these girls have been playing everything and then showing us the videos and showing us the opera. We've been talking about the star that's coming up.
Yes.
And so your aspirations, how did you get into with the Sin City Opera and what has been your past? Where did you come from?
Well, I studied at the Hart School of Music in Connecticut, and I've had a long and colorful journey to get here to Las Vegas, where I met Ginger, and Ginger and I saw that there was really a need for some contemporary work and some bolstering and support of our community, and we want to do that through the opera arts. There are lots of ways to develop Las Vegas as a city, and here we are. So we're ending our 7th season with the Star, and it's been really amazing. We meet people like Rebecca Morris.
Are you in that show?
I am not. I had to think about that.
You had to think about
I
that.
am.
He's in a lot of the shows.
You do so much. that you
Oh,
had to think
wow.
about it.
I'm just going to be Becky's right-hand man. I'm going to be there to do whatever she needs and support and assist and produce. That's what we do.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so you've been out there 7 years. You started
Yes.
it here with Ginger. And in the past, what did you do before Sin City Opera?
Well, before that, I am also a nurse. I work as a registered nurse, and I was living in New York and kind of dabbling in some things there, working in nursing, making some career changes, and before that, I was actually living abroad. I lived in Germany and did some work there. So.
Well, I have a show in Germany. It's been there 27 years at
Great.
the Estrell Theater in Berlin, and it's called Stars in Concert. It's been there 27 years
Jeez.
in Germany.
That's
okay?
crazy.
That's a good gig.
Yeah, so
They
that's a
know
good
their
gig. Legends in Concert, the one I created, has been here now 35 years. It's the longest running show in the history of
That's
Vegas.
right.
And the
Awesome.
history of Atlantic City or on any cruise ship. It's the longest running show.
That's crazy.
So listen, we want
It is a
lot of
true
people-
legend.
Yeah, we
Yes.
want a lot of people to come out and see the Star, right?
It's going to
And,
redefine their experience with opera. It really
and,
will.
and they auditioned me in here.
Oh,
Yes,
did-
he auditioned for a role.
They,
get
I
the
think they
part.
said I failed. Did I fail?
No, it was a
Oh,
very
oh,
good
maybe I got
reading.
it.
I think he got the
Maybe I should-
part. I think he would be an
I got
amazing.
the part, Rod, I got the part. What do you
I think
want?
you did.
Okay, that's my brother, Rod, so I got to tell him I
Rod.
got the part. Okay, so listen, we're so glad to have you here. Go to sincity.com.
Opera.
Go to sincityoopera.com and see this. And we're so glad that you showed up here for
Oh, I'm
us.
so glad to be
my
here.
friend. We have 24 seconds, so we got to do something. We've been so excited having you come.
Oh, good Lord.
About 1 million people have been saying, when is Skip going to get there? And I said, I think he skipped it. No, I didn't say it. Okay, so you all go out and see Sin City Opera, and it starts in May 12th, right?
12th to the 21st.
Okay, we love you all. Come and see us again, and we'll have this guy
Thanks,
back on because
everyone.
he's a famous guy.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.